In 2006, a 16-year-old girl walked into the music industry, delivered a meticulously crafted album, talked about her songwriting like a veteran, and how she has been writing songs since she was 12 years old. The industry reacted with cute, but way too earnest. Fast forward 20 years, she's a billionaire who just sold out stadiums on every continent, has a dedicated academic field studying her impact, and single handedly moved the needle on voter registration. So here's the question for every founder watching this. What if the thing people call cringe about you is exactly the thing that's gonna win for you? Today, we're talking about earnestness and why you pay a toll every time you give a damn in public and how to stop paying it. In 2006, Taylor Swift was young, earnest, sincere. She may be 16, but she communicated like a very sensible, mature young lady. She had clarity about where she was going, and it turns out that can be socially dangerous. There's a psychological phenomenon called social leveling, the tendency for groups to punish members who appear to be rising above the norm. In adolescence culture, it's called cringe. In startup culture, it's called being delusional or drinking your own Kool-Aid. And the mechanism is the same. You are living in a future that hasn't happened yet. You can see the product working, the company scaling, the category shifting, but only you can see it. Your audience can't. And that gap, that visionary gap, reads as arrogance to people standing in the present. But here's what I want you to notice about 2026 specifically. We have built an entire cultural aesthetic around not caring. Detachment is the brand. Irony is the default register. The cool move is always to seem like you stumbled into success, like you weren't trying that hard and it just happened for you. And I think that that is very ironic. It exists for a very specific reason. If you never visibly try, then you can never visibly fail. Detachment is risk management disguised as personality. For founders, it is important for you to hold your conviction in public while running experiments in private. Clarity is your tool. So, as founders, it's important for you to stay your path, be confident in your vision and ideals. As founders, clarity is your superpower. And whilst people may find your earnestness or hard work and effort cringe, it's important to tune out the noise and keep at it. Let's talk about Taylor being a tryhard, because she is, without question, the greatest tryhard of her generation. The Easter eggs, the deep lore, the deliberate re-recordings, the album rollouts engineered to the hour, this is a person who is visibly, aggressively, unapologetically working. And that has always made certain people uncomfortable. In startup culture, tryhard gets used as a slur, usually by people who hasn't shipped anything. It's a way of signaling that effort is embarrassing and that the truly talented don't even need to try. And here's what I want you to internalize. Effortless is for influencers, but effort is for founders. Influencers monetize perception. You monetize outcomes. Those are different games with different rules. But here's where Taylor Swift becomes an actual case study, not just a metaphor. Look at what she's actually built with those Easter eggs. She created a layer of fan experience that rewards attention. Fans who go deeper get more. They become investigators, they become evangelists. They do her marketing for her because participation feels like identity. So this isn't just fan service. This is high-touch customer success at scale. Taylor Swift doesn't just make music. She builds her community with her own inside language. And the album is the product, and the lore is the retention mechanism. It might be a change log written like it's worth reading in your case as a founder, a customer Slack where you actually show up. What is the founder equivalent of an Easter egg? It could be a product decision that you explain in public with full reasoning. It could be small signals that tell your user that I built this because I actually pay attention and listen. That's you trying hard at your job. Taylor Swift's sincerity and earnestness shone through during the period of time when she was cancelled. There was a coordinated public narrative that she was a liar, a manipulator, and that her career was finished. She didn't issue press releases to correct the narrative. Instead, she let the silence speak for itself before releasing an album that explained everything. So, this is a very, very clever tactic of playing to her personality and allowing her craft to speak for herself. So, in the case of founders, perhaps a bad Google review dented the company's reputation, or a bad Glassdoor review went viral. And so that derailed your recruiting efforts. For founders, you will have a villain era simply because you can't please everyone. It could be a product launch that didn't hit, discourse about it not being kind, or a co-founder split that became a LinkedIn subtweet, or even a bad Glassdoor review that says that you aren't the best boss. So you can respond by either going totally silent, or you could over explain and sound defensive, but both are just losing moves. So take a leaf from Taylor Swift's book and just have people watch what you do next. One bad press cycle is not your permanent record. If you show people that you are better than that, you can rise from that incident, and there are positive changes that you have made, you will then be able to frame the shift. So you will have to name your own era before people name it for you. The founders who win are not necessarily the coolest one in the room. They're simply the ones who know themselves best and play to the beat of their own drum.